Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at GMS that rule well. Peace and blessings to the Akim that's out there fighting, doing this work with truth and sincerity. It's your brother Bonson Pod. Back at you again with another lesson. The Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect men out there that are listening and watching these videos. It's a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah. I want to get into. Was listening to one of Elder Apostle Gabar's videos, and he was speaking about stronghold, and it triggered my spirit to speak about this lesson about strongholds. We have a stronghold which is going to protect us in a day when Yahweh by Shema Shah let go of his righteous indignation against this wicked place. And then I was thinking about this stronghold that we out there, beginning with the apostles and elders through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah, to pull down the strongholds basically off the world, off of 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and the people, man. Because in this society, or in this kingdom, I shall say, the strongholds that's been put in place has really darkened the minds of the people, man. And they don't see it because it's a very stronghold that's over the minds of the people that's upon this planet, man. So Second Corinthians 10 and 3, I'm gonna start at 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. So although we walk in the flesh, that's what we all do. Everybody you see physically with your eyes are walking around in the flesh. They got flesh and blood. All humans have flesh and blood, right? So Paul is saying here is that he does not war according to the flesh. So he said, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Because the flesh and the spirit is two different things, man. The flesh is designed, or the flesh has carnal methods, and the spirits have spiritual methods. So we're battling against the two methods to be able to walk the path in the spiritual sense and not walk the path of Yahweh by Shema Bashar in a carnal sense. Now, the scriptures say, if possible, be at peace with all men. The Lord will give you a victory when he see and how he see fits. Mainly for us in the spirit that's out here teaching, we're not out on the highways and the byways in any country throughout America, or any city throughout America, in any country throughout the world that's speaking through the spirit of Yahweh by Shema Bashar. We're not out there on a carnal or having a carnal method. We're coming with a spiritual method. We don't have weapons on us, physical weapons. We have spiritual weapons. Because the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Bashar, that book is a weapon within itself. You see what I'm saying? That book is very hated upon because, first and foremost, the people don't understand the Bible. They don't read or break anything down because of the strongholds that has been put in place over the minds of the people from the rulers that be. Okay? For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Okay? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So we're not out there protesting. We protesting for the Israelites. I'm just loosely saying protesting. We out there for the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And then again, like I just mentioned, we don't have physical weapons. Our weapons are not carnal. Paul's weapons were not material or physical weapons, but they were spiritual, which is for the spiritual war that's going on right now today. And it's been going on for some time. So we're out there fighting a spiritual war because the strongholds that people was taught from the elites that so-called who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, the stronghold on that is that they paint the picture of him being an Edomite or a so-called white person. And the angels are so-called white people. And the Heavenly Father, whom the world called God, ignorantly, his name is Yahweh in the Hebrew. They paint those images as though those images are likened unto themselves. That's a stronghold that has gross darkness over the people, and they can't shake that. So we out there through the spirit to break that stronghold spiritually, because when you come spiritually through Yahweh by Shema Shai, it could break down any stronghold if the Heavenly Father wants you to get it. That's one stronghold. Another stronghold is that the people that's over in Israel, they saying that they are the true biblical Israelites. Well, according to prophecy, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, and the curses that's in the scriptures, if you just look around through those curses and look around on the planet, spiritually, you will see that the curses fit the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's another stronghold. Also, another stronghold is the names of the Heavenly Father, the power of Israel, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They saying that whom the world ignorantly calls JC or Jesus Christ, they saying that's his name. In the Hebrew, his name is Yahweh Shai. And we're looking at it spiritually. Now, when you read in the book of Hebrews 7:14, I think he said, it is evident that the Lord sprang out of Judah. Judah is just one of the tribes. Judah is one of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And the so-called Negroes, who are being called so-called Negroes today, come from the tribe of Judah. That's where the Lord, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, name is Yahweh Shai. That's where he come from. So it's another stronghold that grows darkness. The people, it's the names and the color, and who are the biblical Israelites. Those are some strong, tough strongholds to undo, so the people can see this thing spiritually. Another stronghold is that the northern tribe, from Zebulun all the way down to Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, are not part of the 12 tribes of Israel, which they are. Another stronghold is that, religion is a stronghold. That's a very tight hold as well. You got all these different religions, and the Bible speaks about a group of people given laws, statutes, and commandments to, not religion. So these are strongholds, and I may have missed out some, that we are out there fighting against, because this is a spiritual war and not a fleshly war. You see, it's not a carnal thing that we're doing. We out there teaching the Bible, breaking down strongholds according to the scriptures. So 2 Corinthians 10:4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to what? Pulling down strongholds, man. Not swords or having spears or darts or guns or tanks or shanks, if you will, to go out here and teach spiritual things. You don't need carnal weapons. So instead, Paul made a list of spiritual weapons, I think, in the book of Ephesians, or as you keep reading down. So, like, for instance, one spiritual weapon that Paul lists was the breastplate of righteousness. Not a physical, actual carnal breastplate, but the breastplate of righteousness, man. So you got a spiritual armor suit that you having on to go out and fight a spiritual war, man, because of the gross darkness that covered the people, man. And the images and the names of Yahweh by Shema Shai is one of those strongholds that's over the people, man. That our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, can't accept, won't accept, or even, like the scriptures say, they don't even consider turning back and repenting. They don't even consider another stronghold is that they don't even consider that they're Israelites. So these are strongholds, and there's many more that we're out battling against, man, to free the minds of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the world is against that. Now, the definition of stronghold, the second definition, it says, it's just in Google, a place where a particular cause or belief is strongly defended or upheld. Now, are we not in the agora, the marketplace, on the highways and byways, speaking about a particular cause or belief? We know through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai why we out there in the belief that we have. And people are strongly defending their opinion against our beliefs, which is the truth, which is the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai, and to tell our people to come back to who they are and repent, and they will have salvation in the near future for those who come back, and that's part of the 144,000. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. And again, not swords, spears, daggers, etc., but teaching spiritual things. And you don't need carnal weapons to preach or teach spiritual things. And Paul made a list of spiritual weapons like the breastplate of righteousness, shoes for the gospel, a shield of faith, helmet of salvation. So that's just to name a few. These weapons takes faith in Yahweh Bashim Abishai. You see, instead of carnal methods and pulling down strongholds, we're using spiritual methods and pulling down on strongholds, man. And putting down on strongholds are, the people in their mind, in their opinion, they're having thoughts which their thoughts are wrong, right? Their thoughts are wrong, which what? Contradicting the truth, contradicting the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Abishai. So this is hard for a lot of people to let go of that type of thinking, and that type of thinking is carnal. So so that type of thinking are values of things of the world. See, the world value carnal methods. They don't value spiritual methods. You understand? Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. So we're here to cast down these false imaginations, man. And everything that exalted itself, that's another stronghold. People are very proud and don't understand the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Abishai. So through the spirit, we are here casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Abishai, bringing what? Into captivity in every thought to be obedience unto Yahweh Mashiach, man. So that's what we doing out there, is pulling down these strongholds that the elite banking families has put this energy out there, and gross and with that energy has the people in gross darkness. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who they are. We set up through the spirit to tell the nations who you are. And to tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans what? That you are the true biblical Israelites, man. So the people look at us as their opponents, because they think that the things they think is right, and that by them thinking carnal things, that values the things of the world, man. We don't value the things of the world because we know that to be false. And the scriptures say the wisdom of this world is foolish unto the Most High. You see? So those are strongholds that we're bringing down through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Abishai, and prophecy is passing, and things are happening through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Abishai. So it's just a quick lesson the spirit allowed me to do through the spirit, and I hope it was edifying. Until the next time, I shall say, Shalom.